All right, we're back. We're back here with Mr. Wild. Mr. Wild is a BC Wildie. And I'll put a link in the description below about what a BC Wildie is. But essentially, he's off a range. He was feral when he arrived. Very little handling, if any at all. And zero knowledge into his past because he came from a place that is sincerely unknown. But he's been here for almost a year. And we're working on having him be educated to humans, educated for groundwork, educated for feeding, dealing with his feet, and riding. Now, first things first, he's super fuzzy. He's shedding like crazy because the weather is changing. And so I need to do a little bit of grooming first. And if you've never groomed a horse, what we tend to use is one of these shedding blades, and there's all kinds out there, but essentially what it'll do is it'll start removing hair like crazy. And it's very effective. So I'm going to get on with grooming and get him cleaned up, and then we're going to put a saddle on and start some riding. And I'll talk about some of the things that I do when I start horses for riding. Granted, he's had around 10 to 12 rides, I think, in total. But he's old enough now to start putting up with more rides, longer rides. And we'll talk a little bit about that as we go. But, you know, he's almost 5 now. He's a big boy. He's strong. And he, you know, has the mental capacity more, the physical capacity more to handle more riding. And, you know, you can look that stuff up if you're curious. Well, you know, I had a question, what's the age of a horse that we'd want to start them proper riding, and you know, I wouldn't tend to start anything younger than 4. Anything under 4 is just, their skeletal system is just not, you know, it's not fused. Some of the muscles, or not the muscles, some of the bones that we need to be fusing up aren't fused at that time, and it can be quite detrimental for their future. So we wait. So he's had some of those rides, but they've been very short rides, nothing long. And then now he's gotten a little older. We can get up to, you know, I'd say most of my rides have been anywhere between 5 to 15 minutes long, and they start and end well, no problems whatsoever. And we get along just fine. And you really want to do that a lot. You want to get them to where they, you know, when you're doing these smaller, shorter rides, you just keep them in a real peaceful place so that it doesn't bother them. They don't leave things, or you don't leave things on a bad note. Man, that's a lot of hair to come off. And then we just sort of leave them be for a little while. Just keep on doing groundwork and helping them understand we're good friends, and it's mutually beneficial to get an education and work together and all that kind of stuff. So that's not bad. That's not too bad. We can take a different brush here. There we go. And sort this out a little bit more, especially on his back, because I want to make sure that I really brush out that sand that horses will get embedded in their hair before we put anything on him. Otherwise it will be rubbing against him. And I've spent a pretty good amount of time. As you can see, he stands real quiet. I don't tie my horses. I will just hold on to the lead rope and wander around them. I won't necessarily feel too worried about it all either, if they want to walk around a smidge and let me know where they want some scratches. But overall, he's doing just great standing here, being a good horsey. So we can put a saddle on and get a bit of riding done today. And he's still beginning, so he's not that precise with some of the things, but that's what we're working on, and we should get that sorted in the next few rides, and hopefully get along really well throughout the process. This may look different than some other trainers and stuff out there that are looking for walk, trot, and canter and all that stuff. I'm not looking for walk, trot, and canter. I'm looking for walk, stop, backwards, left, right. Those are the commands I want to be so good that I can just think them, and he'll do it. And horses are really smart. They're great at observing, and observation skills are fantastic. And we can ask very little and get a lot with the right communication and lack of stress or fear. And going slower is good for everybody. It's a guarantee. There we go. There's a spot. It's working. Yeah, good enough. Oh my goodness, it's so much fur. It's February, so you know the days are getting a little longer. It's getting a tad warmer here and there. Today's a absolutely perfect day for riding. So after I work with him, depending on how he goes, he might go pretty good, but I might pick up one of my well-trained horses and ride with them.